Welcome back to the Colorado Trail, day 30. The day 30 question is, how do mountains form? Well, if you've been watching this video series, you've been noticing I've been hiking over and around so many mountains, and you might be wondering, how did all these mountains form? Well, what we know at this moment about the outer layer of the Earth, or the Earth's crust, is that it's made up of these large plates called tectonic plates. And these tectonic plates move, and they're not all moving in the same direction. Sometimes when one tectonic plate butts up against another, it might form on the surface a new land formation. Let's go to this little activity model to just show you what I'm talking about. Okay, let's look at this simple demonstration. Say these two pieces of paper are two tectonic plates on our Earth's crust, and they move very slowly in different directions. But say one starts moving towards the other. Watch what happens. What do you notice happening to the green tectonic plate? You're seeing the green tectonic plate move upward, but it's being affected by this blue tectonic plate. Now, this is a simplified version of what is really happening on our Earth's crust as two tectonic plates butt up against each other. But you get a sense of what is happening. One could be going underneath it, or it could be going over it, or it could be pushing land upward, making mountains or even mountain ranges. Okay, if we look at this subject in a little bit more detail, when these plates collide, we do not get this uniformed mountain range that forms, but instead, through this collision, and remember, it's a collision, so it's going to be messy. What ends up happening is that these folds start to form, and if I had a larger piece of paper, more and more folds would develop on this piece of paper. Now, the top of the folds would represent the mountain ranges, and the bottom of the piece of paper here would represent a valley. When we look at the mountain ranges on the west coast of the United States, the Rocky Mountains, including the Cascade Mountains and the Sierra Nevadas, we see overall a uniform kind of north-south direction of the mountains and the mountain ranges. However, when we look at these in a little bit more detail, the mountain ranges are going in slightly different directions. And sometimes we have some individual mountains that are off by themselves. Again, overall, we have the north-south mountain ranges, but in detail, it's a little bit messy. Now, the Rocky Mountains are estimated to be around somewhere between 60 and 80 million years old. However, they're not the oldest mountain range in North America. That winner goes to the Appalachian Mountains, which are estimated to be around 480 million years old. And they run from, I believe, northern Alabama all the way up into the New England area, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. Now, when we compare these two mountain ranges, we often see the Rocky Mountains to be much higher in elevation, getting over 14,000 in some areas. They're very jagged and pointy, a lot more rocky. You have a lot of elevation above tree line. The Appalachians are lower in elevation. They're more rounded, and I believe the highest peak east of the Mississippi is Mount Mitchell, which believe, if I can remember, it's just below 7,000 feet, which, again, when you're comparing in some of the places that I hiked on the Colorado Trail, that was pretty low. Okay, so there has been some fun information about how mountains are formed, and if you look into how mountains are formed a little bit more detail, you'll study what's called subduction, where one plate goes underneath another. You can study how magma comes up from way below the surface to form volcanic mountains. So there's a lot more detail, but I just wanted to give you a simplified version to give you an idea of how some of these mountain ranges have formed around our planet Earth. Okay, so for the hiking footage for day 30, we leave Silverton and start heading towards Durango, where we have a few more days until the end of the Colorado Trail. So hope you enjoyed today's footage, and we will see you soon. Thanks. Okay, made it back up here to the highway, and we've got about 5-day stretch to Durango. Very excited to finish off this trip. We're gonna be taking it easy, doing about 15 miles a day. Got a friend with me, and she's not acclimated to the altitude, but I think we'll make it through. So we've got a little bit of a climb here and flattens out, and then we go over a pass a little bit later on today, but it's not like the last few days. It's only just one pass today, and I think we'll be okay. So beautiful weather out. Forecast shows sunny skies for the next few days, so hoping that we don't get too much rain, but yeah, it's gonna be a great trip. So sit tight, and we'll show you the views. All right, let's get to Durango. Okay, so before we went into Silverton, we were going through that area back there. If you drop down into the kind of this gorge or the river valley way down there, and so we were going through all those. Maybe it's kind of hard to see, a little bit of lighting there. And we got up out of that area, and then we went into Silverton, and then we're back up here, and we're climbing back up, and we are headed up to a pass today, and it's absolutely gorgeous, sunny skies. Got our sunscreen on. We're doing well. All right, we're making our way up this pass. I think it's called Engineering Mountain up there. We've run into some mountain bikers saying that one of these two peaks is Engineering Mountain. So we're going up to the right. Let me point where we're going. We're gonna be going up there and then over to the right. So it should be fun. We're up on the shelf, and we got a little bit of ways to go to this mountain pass. It's been about a 10-mile climb up. Okay, so we're going to the right, continuing on the Colorado Trail, Engineering Mountain Trail to the left. So here we go.
right, we're getting up to this mountain pass, and check out the views. Woo! Oh yeah, wow. Ooh, super windy, but amazing. Only have, I think, 2 more mountain passes and we're done. Incredible. All right. Over there. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Mr. Marmot. What are you doing down here? Just eating? Okay. Yeah. What you eating? What you eating? What you eating? Huh? Okay, we made it to camp. Actually, we are out. A little tent, and got these. Just looking up these rock structures here. We're in this little canyon, and we have to walk maybe like 0.1 miles to less than that. Just a 5-minute walk over there to the stream. It was a good day. It was like a 10 or 11 mile up, and maybe a little bit more than that out of that Mullis Pass, which is just above Silverton. And then we went down for a while, and we got to this Cascade Creek, and unfortunately there were like 7 or 8 people there, and there were no tent sites, so we had to keep going, and we came down to this we found this flat spot over here and pitched the tents, and then went over there for dinner. So 60 miles to Durango. Very excited. 60 miles. It's gonna be chipping away over the next 4 days, 15 miles at a time maybe. Actually, I think we went over 15 today, so we're probably under 60 miles. So, all right, that's all for today. Great day, a lot of sunshine. Hopefully we'll have the same tomorrow. All right, see you then.